Y'all, I'm a little annoyed. I'm annoyed for two reasons. So y'all know I caught the red eye over here. So when I got here, they let me check in early and I took a nap since I was the only one here. The second person in this room just showed up. And okay, there's 4 beds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why would you choose this bed when you're the second person and I'm the first person I chose this bed? I know it's probably weird that I chose this bed, but I chose this bed because I wanted to monopolize on this space right here. But like, and then she come in here trying to regulate, talking about we need to separate the beds. No, you need to go sleep on the bunk bed. And then on top of all that, she's a Dutch woman. On top of all that, her English is very, she speaks very little English, which is totally okay because I don't speak any Dutch or any other language yet. But she gonna tell me that I speak slang. Yeah, she told me I spoke slang and I was really offended, but you never know how you're coming across until someone tells you so. I think what it is though is that I'm not necessarily speaking slang. I'm speaking with a dialect that she's not accustomed to. Because slang, I'm not using jargon that is specific to a certain neighborhood. Like, I'm not using slang actually. But I think she's like, what she's saying is, you don't have a white, proper American accent that I hear on TV or that I'm accustomed to. She probably never heard somebody from Atlanta speak, or a black person. And then I woke up with a bonnet on my head. Right? I think basically she was like, oh, you're one of those ghetto people I see on TV. And she said it so normally. She didn't say that. She said, you speak slang. It's like, you don't know much English, but you know how to say that? But anyway, this is annoying. I need her to move up here.
Never in a million years did I think I would ever stay in a hostel, but I did for the first time on my recent trip to Frankfurt, and this is how it went. I booked the 4-bed female dormitory with 1 shower, 1 toilet, and 2 sinks. They had rooms with 8 beds available, but 4 was plenty. As you can see here, each bed had built-in storage, a personal reading light that came in handy, a power outlet, and a switch that controlled the main light. Here's a look at the bunks, and each bed had a lockable crate underneath for storage. I noticed in Europe that oftentimes the toilet is separate from the shower. In the States, we would call this a powder room or a half bathroom. I'm not sure what you would call this room, but it has a shower and a sink. I figured opening and closing my large suitcase over the course of 3 days would be a hassle, so I removed all of my packing cubes and put them in this lockable crate. Overall, I would rate this experience a 6 out of 10. Would I do this again? Probably not, but if you're on a budget, this could be a great option for you. My solo trip to Frankfurt was amazing. I visited the Jewish Museum, which was a cool experience, and I attended a street food festival where I had the opportunity to taste some good Senegalese food and a nice cinnamon bun. Check out my other videos to see how it went. There's a lot to do in Frankfurt. I recommend booking a sightseeing cruise on the Rhine River. You won't regret it. If you have time, go to the financial district to view the Euro Tower. The monument illustrates togetherness of the European Union. Tasting traditional Frankfurt cuisine was one of the highlights of my trip, and I delighted in some French treats while in the neighborhood Sachsenhausen. I was in heaven. These pollard trees are all over the city and will forever be planted in my memory. When I think of Frankfurt, I will visualize these trees. One of Frankfurt's most recognizable places is Romerberg or Homeberg, which is Frankfurt's Old Town Center. Visit there if nowhere else. Although the exhibits of the Museum of Art was closed until mid-April, I was able to check out some artwork from the artist Christelle Oyry. While we're on the topic of art, I stopped by the Stadu Museum to view the Sunrise East exhibit, and it was interesting to say the least. This exhibit will be up until June 9th, 2024, and it is free of charge. I was excited to spot this Banksy store on my way to Meitzile Mall. There you can find shopping, good food, and nice views. The streetcar is an excellent and free way to get around the city, and I took full advantage. Frankfurt is a beautiful city, and I recommend adding it to your list of future travels. If you are searching for authentic Frankfurt cuisine, look no more. Head over to Appelwein Wagner or Apfelwein Wagner in German, located in a neighborhood called Sachsenhausen. They have multilingual servers and menus in English for your comfort. I ordered green sauce with hard-boiled eggs and potatoes, then washed it down with Apfelwein, which is a traditional Frankfurt drink that translates to apple wine. The ambiance was gorgeous and the service was top tier. A 10 out of 10 recommend. I love the way events are advertised on the street in Europe. I saw this advertisement while exploring the city and I made my way over to check it out. Admission was €4 and it granted you access all weekend. There was food from all over the world. However, I struggled to find Caribbean or African food until I stumbled upon this Senegalese table. This chicken and rice was to die for. 10 out of 10 recommend. I tried a Cinnabon from this table and it was good. Not as sweet as the Cinnabons in the US, but delicious nonetheless. Overall, this was an amazing event. Just make sure you bring cash to buy your drinks or you'll be very thirsty. Make sure to follow their account for future street food festivals in your upcoming travels. Looking for things to do in Frankfurt? Consider booking a sightseeing cruise. On this cruise, they had a rooftop deck and a lower deck where you can choose to sit in or outside. This ship has a full bar and kitchen where you can order soft drinks, alcoholic beverages, and food. They even had traditional Frankfurt cuisine on the menu. Just a heads up, pets are allowed, so plan accordingly. The onboard commentary was spoken in both German and English, and the interesting facts and information was delivered at an appropriate pace, allowing passengers to relax and not become overwhelmed. I happened to take this cruise on Easter Sunday, which was a beautiful day in Frankfurt, and I recommend you go on a day when the sun is out as well. This was an incredible value for the price.